Are you ready to turn heads? Luxury isn't just worn, it's experienced. Introducing a Layla Carroll style and new up-and-coming designer collection where exclusive shoes and bags for men and women meets your feet. How about you take a handbag and wear it in style, where each piece is personally designed by Layla Carroll herself and handcrafted from the finest material in Italy. Leather, smooth like butter, bold, timeless, distinctly you. Step into true elegance and make your mark with a Layla Carroll style where confidence meets craftsmanship. Visit a Layla Carroll style and experience the luxury of art that you wear. Welcome back, my loves. Today's episode of Improving Your Thoughts by Freeing Yourself. I'm your host, Layla Carroll, and today I want to remind you of something simple but life-changing. Peace isn't found, it's chosen. This episode is about peace starts with a decision. Because no matter what happens around you, peace begins the moment you decide to choose peace over chaos, and that chaos no longer deserves access to your mind. That is the moment that you will see peace, that it isn't passive. It's not something that happens when someone starts behaving right. For some people might think, oh, well, this person start acting right, I can finally get some peace. No, baby. It's when you decide. Peace is a personal decision. A moment when you say, I refuse to let this storm live inside of me. So today, we're going to talk about what that decision looks like in real life. In heartbreak, in disappointment, in confusion, and how you can reclaim your life no matter what's falling apart around you. Let me start with a story. So years ago, I was in a situation that had me emotionally tied in knots. It was the day I ended my marriage to my second husband. Yes, that was a moment in time that I had to make a decision that it was going to change the dynamics of my life. Every day I was trying to fix something that wasn't mine to fix. I was apologizing for things I didn't do, accepting blames. Yes, blames on top of blames just to keep things peaceful, but it wasn't peace. It was quiet chaos. And I've never forgot this one day when I was sitting in my car. The engine was off. I was at the doctor's office holding the steering wheel with both hands. Tears just started flowing, but I wasn't screaming or anything like that. The silence just was what I needed. And in the silence, that kind came from me having a tired soul. And right there, I heard the clearest thought ever came to me and said, you can't heal in the same environment that's breaking you. That was when I said to myself, that's it. That's what's going on. I will never be able to heal if I continue living this way. That was my decision. I had to make a choice. Do I stay married to this man, dealing with all the stuff that's going on? I know I made vows and I said to death do us part, but I never agreed to abuse. I never agreed to not being able to be at peace because this person I'm laying next to every night is bringing me chaos, all because he's unhappy. And that was not the biggest dramatic scene I had to make, but it was a dramatic scene when I chose that it was over. When I screamed out loud and I shouted, I want a divorce. I was done because I couldn't continue that way, and I wanted him to feel my agony of understanding that it was truly over. I wasn't saying it just because I'm mad. I'm saying it because you have went too far. You hit me in my face, all because you're not getting your way from me. You're not getting me to do what you want me to do, the way you want me to do it. And then that was my ultimate decision. I cannot let him do this to me again. But after all the chaos came to a halt and he calmed down because he left. I calmed down because I stayed. That was when the stillness came. And I said to myself, this is the ultimate choice that I have chosen, which is peace. Even if it means starting over, or even if it means doing it alone. No more fighting. No more trying to prove my self-worth. I was done. And I wasn't just done because I said I was done. I was done because my heart couldn't take anymore. And I let that sink in to my spirit, so that way my choices was in line with each other. My soul and my spirit was agreeing at the same time. It was over. So let me tell you something. The moment I made that choice, nothing around me changed immediately, but change still occurred. I stopped chasing closure because I was done with that. I stopped forcing conversation. I didn't care if he called or didn't call, as long as I was gonna get that divorce. That's all I meant. That was all that mattered to me. And I stopped begging him to do what he was never built to do in the first place, and that was to protect my peace. Even as a husband and a wife, we are not built to protect the peace of our husband, and they're not built to protect the peace of us, the wives. They're built to protect our physical being, but not our emotional being, because they don't know how to do it, especially if they're having trouble with their own state of mind. You cannot expect them to be your savior. You have to learn to save yourself in certain parts of your own being. So from that day forward, every decision I made had to pass through one question. And that question was, will this protect my peace or will this disturb it? That question changed my life. Peace is not a one-time choice. It's a daily decision. Every morning when you wake up, you have a decision to choose. You have to decide again and again and again and again. Every single morning, your decision have to be made up. You will have to decide by saying to yourself, will I let my mind wander into fear, or will I choose peace? You will also have to decide, will I react to their chaos, to other people's chaos, or will I respond with calmness? And you can't just wait for life to calm down to be peaceful, because life never will calm down. It would never calm down. Bills will come, people will disappoint you, unexpected storms will roll in, and unexpectations will happen. But peace is not the absence of problems. It's the presence of inner stillness in spite of anything that is going on around you, in spite of any chaotic situation. When you make peace your priority, you start making different choices in your life. You stop attending every argument you're invited to. You stop answering every text that carries drama, because you have read that text and you know that text is going to be nothing but mess if you respond. So you just choose not to respond to it. Remember the last episode, silence is power, okay? You stop needing to have the last word, because your peace is the last word. That's power, that's maturity, that's freedom. So let's slow it down, and I want to do some deep breathing exercises with you. And we're going to decide to do things differently, okay? So first, you're going to take a deep breath, breathe in your nose, hold it for 4 seconds, and then you're going to exhale through your mouth slowly, releasing everything that is stressing you out. Now, I want you to ask yourself this. What would my life look like if I started making choices from peace instead of pain? Because pain will never allow you to have peace if you continue to make decisions from that. Okay? Pain will make you choose things that will destroy you. You ever notice that when someone hurts you, you want to do something horrible to them, or you feel like doing something horrible to them. But what you fail to realize is that if you do take that step and you make that choice, you do it, you're going to end up finding yourself hurting yourself instead of just hurting them. You're going to hurt too. You might say, oh, I felt good. That felt good in the moment. But you have to deal with the aftermath. So remember the aftermath, what happens next. Now you got to deal with that. So what pain says is, pain says, stay, so there see your worth. Peace says, leave, because you're already worth it. You already know your worth. Pain says, prove your point. Peace says, protect your energy. No, take that back. Yeah, that's exactly what it says. Protect your energy. Because think about it. If you're going to go out here and you're going to be proving your point to somebody, you got a whole lot to do. I'm telling you, your whole vibe, your energy level, everything is going to go like like that. You're going to have a lot going on. Like for me, like I have mentioned many times in my podcast, that I get headaches. I get migraines. And I had a migraine the other day. My son, my son's been doing some crazy stuff, you guys. And he decided he's 12 years old. And he decided, I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I just know for sure that he decided to start doing adolescent things that teenagers are doing. And I found out what he was doing, and I'm telling you, I went ballistic, and I went to the point where my energy was just off the chart, and I got a migraine, and I was saying, why do I keep doing this to myself? I should not allow myself to get this riled up. But it's not that easy when you're dealing with children, your children at that, because you want to get through to them. You want them to understand what they're doing, if they're doing things that is going to cost them their future, going to change the dynamics of their life to something bad, you want to get through to them. You want to help them to understand that your choices is wrong. And sometimes emotions get involved. And it's not easy to just talk. Even though I do a lot of talking to my son. Oh, my husband and I, we talk a lot to him. But how much of that talking is really penetrating? It's the question here. How much of that talking is really getting through to him? And I know some people talking later in life start showing back up. Whatever you said to them in their early years, it starts showing back up in their later years, and mainly because they end up having children of their own, and now they understand what you was talking about because they going through it too. But sometimes it can still get to a point where it's too late if they don't listen a lot sooner. And I just felt like, okay, what you're doing is just not it, boy. Come on now. How many times a person can tell you this is not good for you? And then you turn around and do it anyway. Yeah, kids are going to do it. I know. But I had got into my little feelings and I started yelling and going on, and I ended up with a migraine, and I said I should have protected my energy, but I couldn't. I really couldn't. I had to keep going until the migraine came. But another thing that pain says is keep explaining. We talk about this a lot. We have been talking about this in past episodes. Don't over-explain yourself, right? Well, I think I was doing that as well when I was talking to him because I was really trying to get through to him. And I'm like, okay, he's a child. And he haven't experienced this world the way I have or most adults have. So how can I explain to him to where he would constantly think of it when he is faced with these situations again? Or how can I explain to him to where he can just say, okay, my mind is made up, I'm not going to do that. But that's what pain was doing. Peace says, let silence speak for you. Now, I could not be silent in that moment. So when do silence speak for me? Okay. It's not in a moment where you have to say something. I'm going to tell you that now. When you have to say something, you have to say something. But you say it in a way where you're not overly explaining and you're not getting too emotional to where it is causing you your energy. Okay. When you make that decision, you start walking differently. You start smiling for no reason, and I do. I'd be smiling for no reason sometimes. I'd be like, "What is wrong?" So I'm just feeling good, just good. You start feeling lighter, not because everything is perfect, but because you finally are feeling lighter. And people, trust me, they will notice. They will definitely notice. Those who know you will notice. And those who don't know you, they will feel it because they just feel that you just carry some type of lightness about you. And it helps them to feel that lightness too. Because the energy, it rubs off on each other. And when they notice, they'll say something different. Hey, there's something different about you. I don't know what it is, but something is different about you for those who actually know you. And you'll smile because they don't even know what happened and what you have finally decided to do. Okay, so you've decided to stop reliving the same emotional loop. That's one of the things you decided to do. You decided to stop carrying guilt that wasn't yours. Okay, that's another thing. And you have decided to stop trying to fix what was never your fault in the first place. Come on now. That is when real healing starts. So I want to have a conversation with you about what is it that you actually say to yourself. I want you to have a conversation with yourself. I want you to start having conversations with yourself that help you with making these decisions along the way. When you start encountering things that is going to take your peace away. When you start encountering things that you need to start making a decision that peace comes first. So now I want you to take a moment with yourself right now. If you can, if not, don't do it. I want you to close your eyes and pause, okay? Just for a second. And I want you to just breathe. You don't have to take a deep breath, but just breathe. Feel your body and what it feels like to have air going in and out, in and out, in and out of you. Imagine that you are standing in front of a mirror, not looking for any flaws, okay? Don't look for flaws, but you're looking for peace within yourself. Look at yourself and say, I deserve peace. Yes, I deserve peace. And I want you to say it again. I want you to say it slowly and say it real slow this time. Say, I deserve peace. Now ask yourself, I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. I want you to ask yourself, what's in my life is keeping me from that right now? What's in my life that is keeping me from having peace right now? And I want you to think about that for a second. Just think. Try to find what that is. And if you can't find it at the moment, I want you to think about it all day long. And think about, what is it in my life that is keeping me from having peace right now? Because I deserve peace. And then I want you to ask yourself this question. What conversations do I keep repeating in my head? Because we all have something that we continue to think on. Is that conversation good or is it disturbing? Because if that conversation that you keep repeating in your head is disturbing, you need to change the tune. It's time to change your thoughts. It's time to change that. And you have to think of something that is pleasant. Think of what makes you happy. What brings a smile to your face? Is it something that's going to happen in the future? And if it is something that's going to happen in the future, that's only temporary, because once it happens and is over with, you have to put yourself back in another state of mindset of what else can help you think of something positive. So I would tell you to think of something that is positive, that is not just what's going to happen in the future, but what you find that is pleasant to you. Those are thoughts you should think of. Happy thoughts that are pleasant. Imagining yourself somewhere. And if you can't do that, I have a podcast that's called Visualization. You can go to it and it'll help you to think of positive thoughts, okay? I guide you through visualization exercises to help you think of positive thoughts. And now I want you to ask yourself this 3rd question. Who or what am I giving my peace to? I asked you this before in the last episode. This is a big deal. Who or what am I giving my peace to? Because we tend to give our peace away to something or to someone. Most of the time, it's usually someone, because the energy is stronger when it comes to a person. They learn and they pull at you a lot harder than a physical thing or a physical place. So who is that? Who are those people or that person? What is that place that you continue to have? Maybe you end up somewhere. You're going to a place that you shouldn't be going to, and every time you show up there, it's taking your peace away. Maybe you're going to go visit someone's house, and that neighborhood remind you of a bad situation. Like, for instance, I would say that I remember mentioning to you guys that it was a particular club that I went to before, and every time I went to that club, I had a bad experience. So I said, I'm not going to that club ever again. I just will not go back. And so it's been years. Matter of fact, it's been over a decade since I've been to that club. I don't even go clubbing anyway, but just saying, it was a decade. It's been a decade since the moment I made a decision. This is not the place for me. So you'll be surprised at how your spirit answers when you get quiet enough to listen. Now I want you to whisper this to yourself. I give myself permission to choose peace, even if others don't understand it. You need to give yourself permission to do.
We'll be back after a quick break.
If you haven't already, check out my luxury shoe and bag collection, a Carroll style. Each piece is personally designed by me and handcrafted from genuine Italian leather. Whether you're dressing up or keeping it casual, these pieces were made to help you walk with confidence. Because real style starts from how you feel. Go to alelacarrollstyle.com and experience these bold, timeless, and completely all you. Check it out. You might find something you like. We need to give ourselves permission, because even when another person don't understand you or someone don't understand you, it doesn't matter, because the fact is, this is your life, not theirs. If you die today or tomorrow and they live, who is the one that's going to be buried? You or them? It's going to be you. Cremated, whatever you choose. Who's the one who's going to be gone? It's going to be you, not them. So don't worry about other people understanding you. That is our main downfall, is that we always worry about what other people think about us and how we feel because of how someone else view us or their opinion about us, because it is really just that. It's just an opinion. It's not really facts. Even if they have a proof or a receipt that can say, yes, this is how you did something, that is just for the moment of how you done something. But it doesn't evaluate you to a point that it make a stamp or a seal of that's who you are, because you can change. And that's what you're doing right now in this podcast. You're listening so you can start making changes about yourself, and that way you can become the best version of yourself. Because here's the truth. You're not required to sacrifice your peace to prove your loyalty. You can love people. I'm telling you, you can love people and still step back from them. You can forgive people and still protect your boundaries. And that is the ultimate decision making that you're going to make. So please understand that peace is not isolation. It's just alignment. That's all it is. Is you aligning yourself to what best fit your needs, so you can be the best version of you. Not the best version of your mother, not the best version of your cousin, not the best version of your coworker, your boss, not the best version of your husband or your wife. The best version of you. I want to give you some affirmation. Let's end this with some affirmation. So we're towards the end. I decided not to be long-winded with this episode. So now let's do some affirmation. Let's go and move on. You can say these out loud, or you can just think them in your mind and soak it into your spirit, all right? You want to say this and say it out loud, or like I said, just say it in your mind and soak it in. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. I am no longer waiting for the world to calm down. I am calming myself down. I am no longer waiting for the world to calm down. Calm down. I am calming myself down. So, the next one is, I protect my peace because it's my power. I protect my peace because it's my power. I no longer chase understanding from chaos. I no longer chase understanding from chaos. If it's crazy, it's crazy. All right, let it be. I choose peace over and over again. I choose peace over and over again. Now I want you to feel that. I want you to live in it right now. Just breathe in it. Feel it. Soak it in. Okay? Just absorb what you said to yourself. And if you have to, you can rewind this and you can say it again and again and again until it is embedded in your spirit. Into your conscious and your subconscious, okay? This is you reclaiming your power. This is what's going on right now. And that I want you to remember who you are. And remember who you are without all the noise in your mind that's telling you what you're not and who you're not. All right? Peace is not outside of you. It's already in you. That's the reason why you're deciding peace, because it's already there. Waiting for your permission to rise. That's all it is. Peace is waiting for your permission to rise up and out of you so that way you can live in it. So thank you, my love. I am so happy that you got the opportunity to get to this episode, because I was really hoping that this was going to resonate with somebody, and I hope it does. So just understand that I am happy that you have spent this time with me today. If this episode touched your heart, share it with someone who's been struggling with making a decision to choose peace. Even if they talk about it, let me give you something. This is an example. This is how I have figured out when a person is not in peace or they don't have peace in their life. They keep repeating that they live, that they're peaceful, and they're not. So an example is like when someone says, I'm not going to deal with that because I'm going to keep my peace. I live in peace. I have peace. I'm peaceful. I have peace right now. And they keep saying it, then they don't. Because peace is not spoken over and over again. It's a verb. It's an action. It just is. And people will feel the energy of the peace. Others around you will say, man, this person is very peaceful to be around. I like being around this person. But if you got a person that's constantly talking about, I live in peace, I have peace, and I'm not gonna let no one disturb my peace, like keep over and over saying that, that is a person who is not living in peace. They have a chaotic situation going on, and I encourage you to have them listen to this podcast, this episode, especially this episode. Copy the link and send them the link and tell them, hey, just listen to this here. I think you might find something special from it. And then let them decide what they want to do from there. Because peace is courage. Once you choose it, you inspire others to do the same. That's why no one should have to keep saying those words over and over, that I have peace, I live in peace, or my life is peaceful. I mean, that's cool if they do say their life is peaceful, but it will show. Okay? They don't have to actually say it. Remember, peace starts with a decision. And today, you made that one. You made it. Yes, you did. Until next time, I am Alayla Carroll, reminding you to protect your peace, walk with purpose, and keep improving your thoughts by freeing yourself. Signing out, Alayla. Are you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by stress? Introducing Stress Management with Imaging Coaching, your ticket to a calmer, more balanced life. In this journey you will be taking with us here at Imaging Coaching, we'll equip you with powerful techniques and tools you can use to conquer stress, regain control, and transform your life. From deep breathing exercises to mindfulness practices, you'll discover the tools to relax your mind and body. Come join us on this transformative path and unlock a world of inner peace and resilience. Don't let stress hold you back any longer. Take charge of your well-being today with Imaging Coaching, your stress management team. Discover clarity. Defeat stress through Imaging Coaching at imagingcoaching.com. At imagingcoaching.com. At imagingcoaching.com. At imagingcoaching.com.